Today we're doing the alphabet, ABCs, right? Hopefully, you know your ABCs. Always be closing. So if you're wanting to get from 20% closing rate, 30% closing rate to where you can get yourself up to 70, 80% closing, the way you're going to do this, you've heard everyone talk about it before. The main reason people don't do stuff is why? Either they don't trust you, it costs too much, or the biggest reason, we haven't found the why. So this is a good way to figure out, walk you through the path to figure out someone's why. So you get someone on the phone, you're talking to them in the first minute or two, you're chatting with them, and then you can literally ask them, hey, let me ask you, Jack, have you looked into final expense coverage before? Have you looked into this before, whether it's final expense, mortgage protection, IUL, whatever? Have you looked into this before? Now they're going to only give you one or two answers, right? Yes or no. Now, if it's yes, if they're like, yeah, I've been looking into this for a while. I'm like, okay, let me ask you, what's holding you back? You know, only one or two reasons is typically going to hold you back, Jack. Either it's costing too much or you've been kicking the problem down the road. Which is it? And 90% of the time, guys, it's going to be that they got told a massive cost. They're like, oh yeah, it's been cost. And so then you got to ask a follow-up question. That follow-up question is, oh, okay. So did the agent that you were talking to, did they show you like some crazy number, like $400-500 a month? I like using a big number, 300-400-500 a month. It's just like an outlandish number. And then they're going to come back and, oh, no, wasn't that much, but it was like $150. I'm like, wow. Okay. Got it. So Jack, let me ask you, if we can find something that solves this problem and is below, now I'm going to go half of the number Jack told me. So if Jack told me $150, I'm going to go half that. So $75. So Jack, tell me, if I can find something that solves the problem and is below $75, is there anything else stopping you from getting this taken care of? Now he's going to go yes or no. And he's like, well, no, yeah, dude, if we can find it below $75 a month, that'd be great. Heck, I think that's awesome. So then we're going to go down to the trial close and we're going to go, okay, so Jack, if we can find something like that, who would be your beneficiary? Who's going to be the one in charge? Well, that'd be my daughter. Oh, okay. So now we still got to build value because this is not a laydown. We can't just go right into price. Okay. This is a linchpin here where you still got to build value and go into the why, whether he says yes, or he still needs to think about it or something else. But if he goes, hey, yes, great. Okay. Who's going to be the beneficiary? I'm like, okay, so Mary's your daughter, right? Okay. So help me understand. If you died last week, what would that look like for Mary right now? Would she have to do a GoFundMe? Would she have to put it on a credit card? What is that going to look like? And you're going to have to let them sit into that. So ask a question and then be quiet. Let the silence do your heavy lifting. Okay. Because the silence is really where the power is. Because if you ask that question and it's going to help build the value, it's going to go deeper into the why. And when he tells you, yeah, gosh, she's probably going to have to play pass the hat with my brother and my sister and maybe go to the church. It's just like, really? Is that really what you want? No, it's not what I want. All right. So let me ask you. So if we can find something that fits that 75 a month and we can get you qualified medically, is this going to help solve that problem for Mary? Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Now, if he comes down and gives me pushback on this, and I'm asking him, hey, if this solves this problem and it's below 75 a month, is there anything that would be stopping you from getting it taken care of? And he throws some objections out there. Just sit in the objection for a minute and just ask some follow-up questions. Whether it's like, yeah, that just kind of depends. Yeah, it just depends. Well, of course it depends. The first thing it depends on is, can you get qualified? But before we even get into that, tell me, what's going to happen when we go back into that building value? What's going to happen to Mary? Because Mary's your beneficiary. What's going to happen to Mary if you died a week ago? Okay. And I always like going back to a week before because I don't believe that anyone thinks that they're going to die anytime soon. I've had 85-year-olds tell me, I'm not going to die anytime soon. Everyone has this crazy sense of immortality. Logically, they know they're going to die, but emotionally, they can't process it. So that's why I go backwards instead of forwards, thinking, hey, if it was a week ago and you died before we got to meet, what would this look like? All right. So we covered this part. So now over here, hey, have you looked into this before? No, I haven't. Okay, we can jump over here and we can go down that line even on no, but I'm going to take it a different route. So tell me, Jack, have you looked into final expense coverage before? No. Okay, why now? That's a great question. Why now? What sparked it? Hey, has anyone passed away? Has anyone gotten sick recently that had you start to think about this? And usually it's a yes. Now, if it's still a no, we can go down that road too. But 99% of the time, it's going to be yes. They had some sort of life changing event. And it's okay. So who died? Who got sick? My Uncle Bob. Yeah, my Uncle Bob. He died last week. He died 2 months ago. And I've really been thinking about it. Okay, man, that's terrible. How old was he? Oh, he was 75. Did Bob have anything set up when he died? No, he didn't. Oh, dude, how did how did you guys pay for it? How did that affect the family? What did you guys have to do? Again, ask a question and then let the emotion sit there and let the silence do your heavy lifting. No, he didn't have anything in place. Well, what did that look like to your family? Well, this happened and this happened. We had to do this and someone had to pull out a personal loan. Oh man, that's terrible. So help me understand, Jack, is that what you're concerned about? Is that happening to your family? Because tell me, Jack, if you died last week before we got to meet, who would be your beneficiary? Who would be the person that would be on dumpster duty? Or who's going to have to pay the butcher's bill? Who's going to have to be the one that figures out how they're going to take care of your final expenses? Well, my daughter. Oh man, how is she going to do that? Do you guys have a plan? Have you guys talked about that? Well, no. Okay. So is that what you're trying to avoid? Yeah. Yeah. That's really what I'm concerned about. All right. So then guys, we still got to go back into building the why. Now, if they say yes, it's the same process, except if it's yes, it's like, oh yeah, Bob had to take, yeah, he had a policy. I'm like, great. Well, again, same question. What did that look like for your family? Well, heck, he had it taken care of. We just showed up. I'm like, oh, so you guys, was it like more of a celebration of life then? So that way you guys didn't have to figure out how to pay for everything? Well, yeah. I'm like, awesome. Well, that's a relief. Is that what you want to get set up for your family? Because who would be again, we're going back, who would be affected by now? Who would be your beneficiary if you have a policy in place? Well, it'd be my daughter. Okay. So then, guys, we always, at the end, this is a great framework to start that question, to build value and to get into the why. Don't get sucked into going, oh, great, we're going to go right into underwriting. No, this is the beginning of the question to get you to finding the way to get into the emotion. This is how you're going to get into the emotion and build it up. So that way you can get into the why, ask the questions, have them feel it, let the silence do your heavy lifting. And this is going to help you go from a 20% closer to a 60, 70, 80% closer every single time. Guys, this will help you make multiple six figures a year if you'll use this and keep your activity level high. High activity level, high knowledge, finding the why. This is going to make a huge difference.